Hello, everyone. Welcome to beautiful Zwinnich Point Park here in Bellingham, Washington. I'm going to be doing a meandering, random walk around parts of our beautiful waterfront while I treat you all the same as my childhood psychiatrist, Dr. Norman Leo Paul of Boston. He's passed on to the bedchambers of the angels, but you know, I have a feeling around me that some of him may have been reincarnated in the form of this beautiful city. Enjoy. As many other children, I like to jump in the water and swim on a hot day. Here's a strange story. It has to do with swimming, and it also has to do with a school children's newspaper called The Weekly Reader. Yes, I know that many of you are too young, but this was a school children's newspaper in the 1950s and 40s, 50s, and 60s that allowed children to enjoy reading about current events written at their level. So, let's see, how do we get started? My mother had a wonderful childhood friend from her high school days, the woman by the name of Patty Wheeler. Patty Wheeler at the time lived in a house in the countryside in the small town of Troy, New Hampshire. This is when our family was living in Winchester, Massachusetts. Mother met Aunt Patty at Winchester High School when she was a child, and they went to Winchester High School together. Mom at the time lived with our maternal grandfather, Charles Lovejoy, in a house in Winchester during Mother's childhood. So, Aunt Patty was who we called Patty Wheeler. Her house was on a large property in Troy, and it had a swimming pool, a very important place for a hot summer day. We as a family would drive the 2 hours from Winchester, Massachusetts to Troy, New Hampshire. The event started on a real hot summer day after we arrived to Aunt Patty's home. Tradition has it that we would have a nice, delightful picnic on Aunt Patty's front lawn. After we finished eating, I wanted to go swimming right away because it was very hot. I ran to the swimming pool, but to my dismay, the gate to the pool was locked with a padlock. I cried, "Mommy, Mommy, I would like to swim." And Mother, my dear beloved Mother, would say, "Mark, no, you have to wait an hour before you swim." And as always, I would cry, "Mommy, Mommy, Mommy." There is no clear path to the origin of the thought that you need to wait an hour after eating before you go swimming, even before you could just take a small dip in the refreshing, cool pool. It had been argued over the centuries about this. We know today you don't have to wait an hour after eating if you just want to take a dip. True, if you're going to swim 850 laps in a 50-meter pool, perhaps you should wait an hour before you do that. One of the people here in the U.S. who thought this was a good idea is a doctor by the name of Hamilton Osgood. You know, I'm getting faint radio waves to my brain from the bedchambers of the angels that perhaps Hamilton Osgood was angry as a child because their family swimming pool was broken and it leaked water, so it would always be dry when they wake up in the morning. He took that anger and channeled it in doing a mean trick to the whole society and telling everyone to wait that hour. Well, okay. So now I'm stuck outside this beautifully painted wooden gate constructed by Uncle Al, or Al Wheeler, Patty Wheeler's husband. So, well, what about this? Aunt Patty, beautiful home, also had a nice, bright sewing room, and she loved to sew just like I love to sew now. Well, what would happen if I were to sneak into that sewing room, gently open the notions drawer under her sewing machine, and pull out a safety pin, then go outdoors and use the safety pin to pick the padlock that kept the gate locked to the pool? Yes, I was having the beginnings of a hobby of learning locks and learning how to pick them, and I then knew enough to be dangerous. You all know that I am on the autism spectrum right now. However, that was not really known when I was 7 years old. My autism was probably a lot worse, and with the autism, my conscience was super strong, which makes my sense of ethics rock hard. That forced me to not even dare to do such a deed. Well, here's where the Weekly Reader comes in. Weekly Reader has a wonderful game. They do articles on, current events, stuff like that, but each article was followed by 3 questions. Now, question number 1, what is the article about? In this case, an angry little boy who could not swim until he waited an hour after lunch. Simple. Question number 2, a little bit more complex. What did the little boy want to do to solve this problem? And that was to go to Aunt Patty's sewing room, grab a safety pin, and pick the padlock. Well, okay, that's digging a little bit deeper. Now, Weekly Reader question number 3 is special. It is the jewelry of Weekly Reader. The question pertains to a topic that's not fully covered in the article in Wikipedia. It is an open question. So question number 3 here is, what would have happened if Mark did indeed pick the padlock and took a nice quiet dip in the pool? I try to reach up to the bedchambers of the angels to seek answers from my ancestors, Mom and Dad, my childhood psychiatrist, Dr. Paul, and of course my friend Arthur Rosenau. All that came back was silence, except one of them said, "Please, let your imagination flow like that mighty river that feeds nutrition to the ocean." Think about it, pray on it, meditate on it. Kind of, maybe you want to take a little LSD or smoke some pot, whatever, to come up with that magical, wholesome answer to Weekly Reader. Question number 3. When you are ready with the answer, come on down from your thoughts way up high and find me. If you find me dancing on the sidewalks on my way to the YMCA, tap me gently on the shoulder. We'll dance a little bit, then we'll walk to the side away from the traffic and give me your answer. If you see me riding my bicycle, wave at me. I'll stop my bicycle and you can give me the answer. Well, if I am swimming at the YMCA or at Wade King, or lounging in the spa at Wade King, tap on my ankle or tap on my shoulder. I'll stop, let us climb out of the pool into the spa. We'll relax a bit, and then you can please gift me that special answer of yours to the Weekly Reader question number 3. Now, if I'm dancing, say I'm crash dancing a formal dance by doing freeform dancing, dance with me, nod at me, and the two of us will walk off to the side of the dance floor and whisper into my ear your wonderful, resourceful answer to Weekly Reader question number 3. You can respond to this video on Facebook and on Reddit, but if the Reddit moderators decide to delete the answer, and the answer may find itself wandering in the catacombs of the mighty brain of the cosmos way up high, and that answer will be lost among the beautiful stars of our galaxy. Well, I think that's it. And as with all videos, I truly express my heartfelt, endearing love to you all. I love you all, and good night, and bye-bye.